Hey there, I'm Chris Panek, Certified Public Accountant, Certified Coach, and the host of the Mastering Your Small Business Finances podcast. And I want to welcome you to the 14th episode of a new series that I'm doing on this podcast. My intention is to drop one of these additional episodes every Monday while I continue to provide you with the regular Mastering Your Small Business Finances podcast episodes, which will continue to help you to take control of and understand your business finances with topics that ultimately impact your bottom line. I have many business owners, accountants, and other high-stress professionals who listen to this podcast, and I want to get more help out there for individuals like you when it comes to mastering your mindset. I'll be taking a few moments each week to touch on topics that many high-stress professionals are dealing with and provide solutions to help you increase your overall well-being. Because I know your time is valuable, just like the Mastering Your Small Business Finances podcast, my goal is to keep these episodes short and straight to the point, but full of useful information to help you succeed in not only your professional life, but your personal life as well. Have you ever felt overwhelmed in either your professional or your personal life, or possibly both of them? Does your overwhelm come from all the things you need to do, which actually causes you not to do anything? Taking the time to learn how to practice constraint may be the solution that you're looking for. To practice constraint, it's basically putting a limit or a restriction on yourself that simplifies your life. When you're able to start reducing things in your life to create a simpler life, you can often stop feeling overwhelmed and free yourself to be able to develop a greater focus and move forward with the things that you want to get done. Ready to start practicing constraint? Let's dive in. When you're able to constrain yourself and pick one area in your life that you want to focus on and stick with it until you get exactly what you want, you'll notice that your overwhelm will start to slip away. Take a minute and think about all the things you have going on in your life right now. Everything in your personal life and in your professional life. Is there anything that you think you could stop doing or put a hold on while you focus on something else? I know this might seem extremely challenging to do, especially when you have a lot that you want to do in your life. But when you're able to do this, you'll be able to work through everything with much more ease. When I work with my clients on helping them practice constraint, they'll often start feeling like they're missing out on so much since their focus is so narrowed. But in the end, they are much happier with their results and what they're able to accomplish. One area that we work on is deciding what it is that they want to focus on. When there are so many things going on in your life, it can be hard to make these decisions. But when you have someone who can help you work through them, it creates an awareness that allows you to clearly see where your priorities are and what your goals should be. When you practice constraint, you're able to not only focus your efforts on that one area, but your mind will become so much more evident when you're able to constrain to a specific task. When you have one goal you want to achieve, you'll be laser focused on achieving it, and it's like you develop a one-track mind. You'll find yourself more disciplined in everything you do rather than multitasking and doing everything without that laser focus. You'll find you're doing what you're constrained to do really well, and you'll more than likely be able to solve any problem that comes up with more ease, which increases your productivity. Practicing constraint also helps reduce or eliminate decision fatigue. When you're able to make a decision ahead of time about how you're going to focus your time and energy, you'll eliminate so many of the other little decisions that you need to make, and you'll have more energy to make the decisions that you need to make on the one thing that you're focusing on. Constraint, in general, is simply like always deciding ahead of time. I like to use the example of losing weight or staying fit with many of the concepts that I talk about because it's so easy for people to relate to it. This is often one of the main topics that I support people on during our coaching sessions as well. It seems that whatever is going on in people's lives, they all have a common goal of getting healthier or losing weight. I know this is a hard thing for so many people to do, but if you think about it, when you can practice constraint in this area of your life, you'll see improvements as well. So many of the clients that I work with are able to use the skills that I teach in so many different areas of their lives. When they learn the basics, it's easy to apply it to whatever they want to improve or any goal that they want to accomplish. So, for example, if you're practicing constraint with your food choices, you may decide ahead of time what you'll be eating each day of the week. You may practice constraint with purchasing all of your food from the same grocery store. You may practice constraint with deciding which restaurant or restaurants that you'll order your lunch from. When you're able to constrain in any of these areas, you'll see that there are fewer decisions that you have to make in the moment. So many people will tell me that they want to keep their options open, but when you do this, it opens up so many more decisions that you need to make again. Your focus is then spread thin on everything else, and you'll lose that laser focus on what you really want in your life. Think about anything in life that once you make a decision on, you no longer have to think about again. When you're in the decision-making mode, it can be overwhelming and stressful, but once that decision is made, you no longer have to think about it again. Once the decision is made, it will free up your mind to focus, and that's when your creativity and your productivity step in. Ready to learn about how you can practice constraint in all the other areas of your life? If you'd like to continue listening to the rest of this podcast, I invite you to sign up for my free private podcast, where I do a deeper dive into this topic on the Mastering Your Mindset Moments podcast for high-stress professionals. When you're busy working in a high-stress profession, it's often hard to accomplish what you truly want in your life. This private podcast offers solutions that you can apply to your life so that you can not only achieve your goals, but increase your sense of purpose, satisfaction, and lead a more fulfilling and enjoyable life. You can sign up at financialadventure.com/private to hear about the solutions I provide on this topic. I'll post links to this and other valuable resources for business owners, accountants, and other high-stress professionals where you're listening to this podcast.